Paul is against the blood type. Okay, that's good. On that, I agree with him. Yeah, there is no science. I know there was back in the 90s. There was a bit of some sort of naturopathic doctor that was pushing it. There was some science at the same time. Some academics did some science. Somebody told me that there was some sort of review paper in more recent times, but I haven't seen it. So, because it doesn't interest me really, it's all bogus. And even that science back in the 90s actually demonstrated that basically, it doesn't matter what sort of antigens you've got on your blood type. It really doesn't affect. I mean, I think that from memory, because I haven't, the A type was sort of like the agricultural, but it's the original. I mean, all the chimps, the apes, and all that. And we know that, from all the stuff that I've shown you guys, they ate up to a ton of meat a year. And when they're given an opportunity in a savanna environment, they even innovate and get into hunting. So and the sort of starvation foods they're having is anyway green foods, anyway to extract more fat, short chain fatty acids and things like that. So it's really, and their cecum is like a second stomach that can actually ferment and utilize some of that sort of stuff. But that's about it in that regard. So I can't remember how many millions of years ago the O type actually emerged. And the other types are very recent. It's in the Middle East, like those sugar molecules that are on the actual the A and B type, or the B type and the AB, are very prominent in the Middle East, in those areas. But we don't really understand why. The Middle East was also a big crossroad. Some people say, oh, it could be the grains that they consumed in that area. Maybe, but maybe not. It could be a crossroad, because there was a lot of, like, the Middle East was a crossroad for Neanderthals, Denisovans, Homo sapiens, and also movement of a lot of people between the Eurasian steppe and parts of Africa. And so that was where there was a lot of mixing of genes. And we know that there's far more sort of antigens, coating the actual your red blood cell. So well over 30 odd from memory. So basically, that sort of environment would have been very conducive for these sort of mixed, people that had a B, or people that had an A, to combine, in families, because that was it was like a melting pot, the Middle East, that part of the world at the time, as populations were pushing out, into Eurasian steppe, and from there veering off into Europe and, other parts of the world. So I suspect it's more to do with that bottleneck in the Middle East that brought about the more recent types than anything else. That's sort of my sort of theorizing than anything else. But nobody else come up with anything better. But I agree with Paul on this. He's definitely right. It's BS, pretty much.